This reflection is for Monday, July 20th. Readings: Prophet Micah, chapter 6, verses 1 to 4 and 6 to 8, and Matthew, chapter 12, verses 38 to 42. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, today's readings invite us to move beyond outward religious practices and enter into genuine relationship with God. Through the prophet Micah, the Lord asks his people a deep personal question. What have I done to you? How have I wearied you? God reminds Israel of his countless blessings, how he delivered them from slavery and faithfully guided them throughout their journey. Yet, despite his love, the people drifted away. The prophet then asks a question that echoes in every human heart. What does the Lord require of me? God's answer is beautifully simple and profoundly challenging: to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. God is not impressed by external sacrifices alone. He desires hearts that reflect his own, hearts filled with justice, mercy, compassion, and humility. In the gospel, some of the scribes and Pharisees asked Jesus for a sign. They had already witnessed his miracles, heard his teaching, and seen his compassion. Yet they still demanded more proof. Jesus calls them to recognize that the greatest sign is standing before them. He points to the sign of Jonah, which foreshadows his own death and resurrection. The people of Nineveh repented when Jonah preached to them, and the queen of the south traveled a great distance to seek the wisdom of Solomon. Jesus reminds his listeners that someone greater than Jonah and greater than Solomon is here, the Son of God himself. The same question comes to us today. Are we still asking God for more signs? God reveals himself every day in his word, in the Eucharist, in the kindness of others, in moments of prayer, in the beauty of creation, and even through the crosses we carry. Faith grows not by demanding more evidence, but by opening our hearts to recognize his presence. Our world often values appearances, successes, and power. But God measures the heart. He asks us not merely to perform religious duties, but to become people who live the gospel every day, with honesty in our work, forgiveness in our families, compassion toward those who suffer generously, toward those in need, and humility before God. The lessons for us from the readings are: first, practice justice and mercy in everyday life. Look around you each day for someone who needs encouragement, forgiveness, or practical help. Small acts of kindness are great acts of love in God's eyes. Second, stop waiting for extraordinary signs and begin recognizing God's presence in ordinary moments. Spend a few moments each day thanking God for the blessings he has already given you, and ask him for the grace to seek his hand at work in your life. As we celebrate the Eucharist today, let us ask the Lord to transform our hearts. May we not simply admire his words, but live them. May we do justice, love mercy, walk humbly with our God, and recognize Jesus, the greatest sign of God's love, in every moment of our lives. The question for our meditation is: am I seeking spectacular signs from God, or am I allowing his word and the Eucharist to transform my heart into one that does justice, loves mercy, and walks humbly with him? God bless you.